Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I started making another cup of tea and got lost in my thought. Sorry about that. All right, let's see what we got going on this morning. Then let's get to the chat line, see if anybody showed up this morning. And the answer to that question is maybe. Nope, nobody there so far, so that's okay. I'm not late as I thought I was. That's good. All right, let's take a look at what we got. Oh, let's kill that volume too. There we are. There we go. All right, so let's get over to, where are we going to go? Let's go get the dollar index. You can see it up on J4X right there. And this is our new platform this morning for Chicago Quant. We're still using the old one until it's all complete. The second chart, the second algorithm, I'll show you in a second. Let's put the dollar index up there first, though. There it is right there. There's the dollar index. Now you can see, what can you see? All right, so the data is now down below it instead on the right side there. Let's see if that shows up. And it looks like it is. It's just moving along. There we go. Yes, indeed. All right, and then on the first algorithm, see it says the 14th? It should say the 15th. And you can see here, this is matching up to, let's show you. Let's see, this mouse can stand there. That mouse can be right there. And this mouse goes right here. All right, so what we can show you right there. So you see it changing, making that break. And at the same time, matter of fact, maybe we should do this. Let's shrink them down and put them together. Let's see if we can do that. So I move it like that. There it is like that. And then pull it down like so. There we are. And then let's move this over to here like so. And this way you can kind of see that chart right there. Let's see, so we scroll up. There's the, just like this across from each other. Then this is the second one. And you can see, it goes into the daily buy back in here, which is, I believe it may be there. And so we're trying to get this more aligned so it lines up underneath each other. It's gotten better compared to the first generation. And now this is not reflecting today yet. Or I guess it is. The date is wrong, that's all. It is reflecting today. It's just not reflecting the date correctly. And so that was a plus. This was a plus. And then that was a minus. See how it's yellow? And then it's green, plus, plus. And so same thing, bye-bye, plus, plus. And matter of fact, the new platform in many ways can be more accurate than the old one because the old platform is so sophisticated that I'm always fixing it because it's taking and what I mean by that is the first platform that I've been using for years and decades now, I guess it is many decades, with the way the markets are fractured in some areas. So on stocks it works great, on currency it works great once we get the data feed straightened out again, or not again, get the data feed straight, and then from there the futures, because there's open outcry and electric, or what they call did they call it electric outcry? Something like that. Electronic outcry. That's what they call it. Electronic outcry. In other words, it's internet, and there's no trading pit, but it has the ability to act like a trading pit. So we get different data feeds on the same product starting at the different times. So in other words, they're all identical at one moment in time. But where they start from and what history, like some highs are missing, some lows are missing, some openings are different, some closes are different. But then on a bar I'm talking about, but then when it goes to the daily, it cleans itself up to a certain extent because it's looking back at the electronic open outcry versus the actual open outcry on the trading floor, which is almost non-existent, versus the one and the other. It bounces around. It's very strange. All right, so I was just starting my breakfast too, putting my breakfast together, thinking I had 10 more minutes. So what we see here, this is the dollar index, And as you can see over here on J4X, the dollar index, it's still marching up. Let's get the two stochastics there. You see the fast is at 67. You can see the slow is at 52. So there's pressure still on the upside. Now, let's see. As you can see here, let's see, where's that mouse at? Let's do this mouse right here. So you can see from here, this one's showing the move from yesterday and today. And you can see we're in the buy for a second day there. And over here you can see that same situation. There's the 15th. Okay, there's the 13th. We had started to get going, but we didn't get the, where is it? On the 13th. Is that the 13th? No, it's the 14th. Right there. That was trading at 37.92. And this was trading at 47.92. So it didn't give it a confirmed buy off of this, just that the Hinky actually lifted. And so that's how we use this system with the Hinky ASCIIs confirming with the fast stochastic versus the slow stochastic. It's basically I want to say it's an Al Einstein thing. In other words, it's relative. So in other words, we're measuring different deltas at different rates. Is that right? Can I say it that way? We're looking at different deltas, that's for sure. And we're looking at, and a delta is a rate. So it's a rate of change. What is a delta? A delta is a rate of change. So yes, and that's what we're looking at there. And it matches up about a little under 70% of the time to our math. Now, obviously, in financial markets, 30% can be big. So obviously, on a day-to-day basis, it works out really well, and that's why we can do it on a weekly and daily on J4X, because it has some good validity. In other words, it has accuracy. And obviously, when trying to pick a direction of a market, you want the right direction. You don't want to buy something that's going down when you're planning on selling it 10 minutes later. You want to buy something that's going up because, a shorter term. But when it goes to day, you're going to have those fluctuations, ups and downs, that choppy saber tooth or saw blade action, All right, so from there, we slide over to, I guess what we can say is we can slide over to the euro. Let's check out the euro there. And there's the euro. Now, I don't believe he's updated the data feed to that yet, but we'll take a quick look just in case he has. Now, some products on the currency side are working, and some are not due to our data feed itself. So let's go find the euro. We know for a fact that the British pound is functioning right, and you can see here the euro is not. It's rolling over. Same thing as on J4X. Let's put it up on J4X. And what we should do, just real quick, before I leave the dollar index, let's take a look at the weekly on J4X. Because this is Friday, so well worth looking at. And at the same time, let me go back to it on both of my platforms. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. You see that right there? See, the weekly is not weak. It's holding up strong. You can see on J4X, we're trading at 92 and 92.6. We're at 94.1 on the slow. So it's starting to, I guess you could say, slow down or peter out. It's starting to try to turn in the opposite direction on the dollar. But we've seen that so many times. And at the same time, over here on Chicago Quant, you can see the fast and the slow don't care. They don't care. They just keep on marching forward because at this point we're up in the 105.3 area. Now over here on the new platform, let's put the dollar index up there again, and we can look at the weekly there. Where's it at? DX. We're going to have to put these things in more orderly fashion as time goes on. There it is, DXU, right there. And as you can see, that's the daily. There's the weekly, and it's been going on for a while. And it's, you can see the manifold way down here, the yellow manifold, just the same. And you can see that the fast, which is the blue, and the slow, which is the green, holding up pretty damn firm. So obviously they don't have an interest in throwing away the dollar at the moment. Things are very strange overall in the financial markets, in the global markets, and I know it's a really thing to say. They're strange, and I'll clarify that. I'll make it much clearer what I'm talking about here. But they are. We have just as much, and here's the example of it all. As you can see, the diverse political point of view in the United States. In other words, you have some that don't see any criminality when there's a smoking gun and there's money laying on the floor, and they look at it and they go, "Oh, I don't see anything wrong here. Money's always laying on the floor. Guns are always fired. Fire is always fire. And so we have a very diverse situation going on at the moment in the financial markets. Money managers who manage money, not their money, other people's money, are willing to put that money at risk so that they get paid. That's all it is. That's not that the client gets paid, is that the money manager gets paid. So they're willing to invest in communist China. They have no problem with the idea that they may never, ever, ever be able to get their property back. As long as it's paying dividends now, they don't care. As long as they're using slave labor over there, they don't care. If we even dare not to pay somebody here in the United States, they go nuts. They walk around like as they're holier than thou. But when it comes to somewhere outside the country, abusing children, digging holes in the ground to pull out minerals for electric batteries, no problem. If that's all their life is going to be, is some little slave digging dirt for the dream of our socialists here in America. And so right now the financial markets act very strange. I talk about the bond vigilantes going one direction, the Federal Reserve going another. I talk about the way money managers are underperforming markets for years now here in the States, but still have money to invest because there's so much cash around that someone has to do something with it. It has to be invested. And especially when you had zero interest rates by the Federal Reserve for 8 years under Obama and not raise the rates, and you had in Europe minus interest rates, definitely something's wacko in the financial world at this point in time. And it's just as diverse as the craziness in our politics here in the States right now. So the crazier you think it looks, that's identical to the financial diversity or basically disconnect, however you want to describe it, that's what it is. Taking a bite of my tomato breakfast. I'm going to sip my tea and take a 10-second break. All right, we're back. So now let's go over and take a look at the euro and see what the weekly looks like there. Where are you, euro? Right there. There's the euro. As you can see, it's been driving down. Our math has been saying over and over, week after week after week after week after week. It's right there in your face. And when you go and look at our videos, you're not going to see anything different. Doc can't hide the facts. They're all real. We live and die by the real numbers. Now let's put it up over on the Chicago Quant platforms. Right there. And there is the euro. And you can see the same situation. It's been in a weekly sell. Where's that zero line? Let's put the zero line in there so you can see the truth right there. In that weekly sell for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, right there. Moving down from the 110-ish area, we went into the weekly sell, and we're trading at today 106.5. So not only do we talk the talk, but we walk the walk. And as they say around here in cattle country, all hat and no cattle is cow dung. All right. So you can see here the last couple of days we're back into the sell again. Just when we thought that maybe they would start to turn this thing up a little bit. In other words, all those dollar haters we always hear them talk about. Again, so diverse, realist and unrealist. People who just talk and, yo, Robin. Gonna take a sip of my tea again. Have you looked at the new platform? You were sleeping? Yeah. Okay. Well, I got a really deep night's sleep last night. I've been working too hard in many directions, so today I'm all fired up and ready to go. And I had 8 hours sleep. That's a big number for me when I only usually sleep 4 almost all my whole life. Very sound sleep. Feel good. But yeah, there you can see it here, and let's get it up on the screen. I think we do have it up there. This is what that's dollar index. Let's go to. Now we didn't. Jeff fixed the most of this. He just has to fix the date there. Let's see if I can point that out again. Right there, the date needs to be fixed. It should be the 15th. He's got the calendar itself wrong. The bars are right. The calendar is wrong. And then you can see there's the weekly. Let's see if we can do this like that. And then you can see this is the dollar index. Let's jump over to the euro on it. Let's see, where do we go? Euro on the wall. And that's not fixed yet. He hasn't redone the feed for currencies. That's what he's going to do. We're going to draw data from a different source. There it is. And as you can see there, it's not working, whereas when we go to, and you can see it's all on that long weekly sell. And when we go over to the cable, which does work right there, you see that right there. It's been pressing down for the last couple of days. Let's put the cable up over here. There's the cable going on its second day. And then let's put it up over on J4X. Right there. You see this is the weekly. Same with the pressure we've been seeing on the other two. Moving down. And you can see it's burying itself down at the bottom there. What is the fast? The fast is at 5.6. Yeah, 5.6. And the slow is still at 9.7. So there's still more pressure coming in on the pairs against the dollar. Now let's put the daily up there. And there's the daily. And you see same thing. Sell. I sound like what was his name? Marty, a specialist on the American Stock Exchange. He'd fall asleep on the train and say sell. He was always selling things. A true floor trader, Robin. All he can do is say sell. Sell. All right, and then there it is right there. You got all that selling going on. And over here, same situation. And you can see working very well with our math and our new platform and our old platform. And we're getting there. And he's gonna extend. I saw him. He had it extended out 20 weeks. Where we go here? I guess right there. He had it 20 weeks at one point. So I was like, yeah, but somehow or another, he's not getting much sleep at the moment. But new daddies do that. They don't get much sleep. Let's see if we can make this a little bigger, like that, and like that. And let's see if we can move that over a little bit more, like so. There we are. There we go. Cool. So, and there it is, like there. Basically, I guess I'm going to try to get him to take out some space, so it doesn't matter. But in the end result is we'll get it tightened up over time. It all looks pretty good to me. Now, brown cow. Let's go over and check out the Swiss. See what the Swiss is up to this morning. We'll start off at the J4X. Let's see what Swiss looks like. And there's dollar Swiss. And it's been marching up and away. You can see the fast is at 81.3, almost 81.4. And the slow is at 69.8. So, it's a nice 12% appreciation. And we look at the different rates. It's well worth watching the different rates. Sometimes we're 35, 40% greater. A lot of times we're 20 some odd percent. We'll develop a rule with that over time. And then from there, let's take a look at it over on Chicago Quant. And there it is right there. It's doing the same thing. It's been marching up. It's been in that buy since the 88. The daily buy has been since the 88.55 area. And today we are trading at 89.69. The weekly's been in the buy since the 87 area, the 87.80s area right here. I think you can see that right there. And then we go and take a peek at it right here on the new platform. Do we have it even in there? Let's double check. Let's put that Swissy up there. Now Swiss, again, is not getting the right feed for our data source. So we're going to have to, that will be changed as times, but it's well worth looking at the daily and the weekly and so forth just to get comfortable using it. And there it is right there. You see the algorithm on the daily is not showing, just on the weekly. And so it's been in that buy, and it doesn't want to let go. And you can see here it's been climbing with the buy here, and we can't give you a count. I wonder if it changed color. If it would only change colors, at least we could say it's in a buy or sell. But notice it's all green across, and there should have been a weakness somewhere in there, and we're not getting it. That's because of the data feed itself. So we'll that will be fixed very soon. Very soon it'll be fixed, and then we can start to do the advertisements, because then we'll have a legitimate tool. And the beta. Did you see the front page, Robin? Did you see that front page? This is Jeff has a new front page for it too. Let me see. I'm going to just show it to you from here. Let's see what we do here. I go like this. That should freak it out, right? Yes. And so then we go back like that, and then we go like this, and here's the front page now. I'm going to move it over there like that. There's our front page. It says this is currently under beta testing, and an interactive charting quant trading system, quantitative analysis for stocks, ETFs, futures, and forex. And then it has the phone number and the trading method for moments. It says the trading method for moments to months. That's it. I like that. The trading method for moments to months. And there it is there. And then our two little buttons are down. Can you see that down there? Down at the bottom, the very bottom. The Facebook one and the Dukascopy one. The red one is the Dukascopy one. The Facebook one obviously is the Facebook one. So we're getting there, Robin. We're getting there. And Giannis has been enjoying it. I'm trying to get him to be a beta tester, but he's got other duties. He's definitely busier on other planes of existence. Not counting the fact that he's protecting our homeland. All right. From the Swiss, let's see there. It's good that it's Swiss again. Let me find the Swiss again. Swissy, where are you? There it is. There's Swiss. So yeah, that strength is there, and it's not letting go. And the same thing as you can see on J4X. That weekly is comfortable, moving straight up. All right, from there, let's go over to the Japanese yen. And there's the yen. You can see that yen is pushing up again, playing with the top. Let's see what it's doing over here on the Chicago platforms. And is that what? That's daily, right? Yes. So there it is right there on the new platform there. Let's scroll it down. You can see it's making another high, and it's penetrating. What is that, the 148 now, it looks like? Must be penetrating the 148. Yep, it has penetrated. The high today is 147.95. Let's just amplify this over here on the new platform and see what that says. Yep, same thing, 147.95. So it's doing that, and then there's a button over here that brings you. It does the reset. Auto scaling again. There it is right there. We might have to make those buttons brighter. All right, now you can see over here on the weekly, same issue as over on. Let's go to J4X again, and there is J4X showing you that weekly has been strong. See it? Bye. And at the same time, whoop. Sometimes it gets a little whack. Let's see if we can straighten that out. Where's the second? Oh, I saw it in there a second ago. There it is. So you can see the fast is up at 93.4 on J4X, and the slow is at 91.4. So it's still showing, even with it at the top end of the range. Remember, this can only go from 0 to 100. And so even at the top end of the range, the yen is still battling, I mean, really hard to not let go on that weekly. And you can see here on what we have up on the screen, you can see here that 40-year high of 151.54. And we're thinking this thing's going to get to the high 49s or maybe even 50. I hope not. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, just drifting over to yesterday's conversation about the idea of the carry trade. Has, for 20 some odd years they've been bringing money in on the carry trade. Buying the yen and selling the other side of it. And so, that's how they've been borrowing money basically in some form. It's a synthetic borrow, I guess you could say. As we take a sip of our tea. Yeah, it's a synthetic play. And so that's pretty much the situation we have going on. How else can we describe any of this at the same time? So I guess that's about it, really. There's not much more to be said. Do I have the weekly up there? I think I do. Yes, that's the weekly. Good. All right, that's fine. We're getting our point across. We're trying to show you where our math is. And so then all we can do is say, okay, we told you what we saw. And, it's a newsletter in essence. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And we're documented at saying what we thought the math was trying to tell us. All right, now from there, we slip over to, let's see, we just did yen. So let's go to J4X. And we're going to look at Turkish lira. So that's the Euro-Turkish lira pairs trade. And right there it is. And as you can see, it's trading in the 28s. It's kind of flatlined here. The weekly's been in a sell now for 5 weeks. You can see the fast is trading at 57. And the slow is at 51, just waiting for the hinky to change to put it into the buy. When the three of them work together, that's the change of the direction. Or the change, the direction itself. So at this point, let's put it up over on the other two, on the Chicago quants. And so let's find Euro-Turkish lira, which the data feed seems to be following, which is interesting. There it is right there. You can see it's been in the daily sell. It's going into a weekly buy right there as we speak. And you can see right there, the daily algorithm was in a sell. It's even better. Robin, the new platform is better in many ways. Not many ways. It's better in accuracy. That's the most important thing of all. It's better in accuracy. Look at it here. We were in a buy. And no doubt this wild data feed, was giving us that. But in essence, it was down as much as it was up. And today it's pushing into the buy on a daily basis. And on the weekly basis, it's doing the same thing. It's trying to match up with this right here. So they're both trying to climb into the buy. And at the same time, you can see it over on J4X doing the same thing. J4X is at 57.2 basically. And the slow is at 51.2. So, it's doing that, just waiting for the green to confirm there on the hinky. And I really like our new platform because I like the way the data feed is not as complicated. The only problem is that the currency one, we had to go find a new currency provider, that would give data more accurately. And I think he's looking at it now. It looks like it's going to work. So we're looking forward to that. Then it'll be a full service. It'll be stocks. It'll be all the different commodities of gold and silver and corn and it'll be able to do cotton and coffee and cocoa. It'll be able to do all of it. That's a good thing about this new platform, is it's able to do all those things. And then at the same time, you can see over here on the platform we've been using, it's still pressuring down, but look at it. It's up. It's a little bit up for the day, the product itself, but the weekly is turning. So I'm really happy with it all. All right, from there, we slide over to the BRICS. Unfortunately, without Mexican peso, the BRICS are almost a meaningless thing. But we followed through the South African rand. That's the #1 BRIC in the world. So let's check it out. What it is what it is. Dollar ZAR. You can see here on the weekly, it's been kind of trying to stay up. You can see it's moved up from the 18 up to the 19s, which is obviously it's losing value against the dollar. When it's going down, it's gaining against the dollar. When it's going up, it's losing against the dollar. It's kind of like watching bonds. And then you can see here, the fast is at 74 and change. The slow is at 72. So it's still in the buy. Now what we're going to do is show you what Chicago Quant is pointing out. And on both of our platforms, let's go look at it. Where's ZAR at? Come on, ZAR, jump out. There it is. And there's ZAR. And you can see that's real sloppy when it comes to the data feed also. But at least it has some, ability to reflect, and that's good. You can see the weekly is trying to, let's just amplify the weekly. Like that. And this is the last 4 weeks. You see there, what did it do? Did it stay in the buy? I think it did. So that's buy. That is, no. So it closed in the sell. Let's put it up on this one here too, so we can compare all three. There's right there. And so there's the zero line. Let's move it down. You can see it's been in that buy. Let's just reset that again. Let's move it over even a little bit, like that. And so it went into the buy 4 weeks ago, is it? Yeah, I guess it's 4 weeks ago. So let's see if we move this line over like that. So 4 weeks ago it went into the buy. It was in the buy for, this is what, the 5th week? Something like that, I think. What was that? That was a minus, I think. The slow didn't get in there. Just the fast did. And the fast has been much more accurate with it. Went into the buy back in here. Whereas the slow didn't join in until this point here. No, there's a slow. Right there. Yes, right there. It joined in here that week, and then you got that action out of it. So this thing, a lot of ways, is cleaner. See how it was in the weekly sell for this sell-off right there? That's why I'm happy with the new platform, because I like accuracy more than anything else. And now you can see right here, the green is trying to break below the zero line. And I wonder if we can go like this. Something like that. And you can see there, it's trying to break down, and we can see the pressure on it right there. And when it's breaking down, remember, this is a good signal for gold to go up. That's what it's trying to tell us. In other words, what is this saying? What is it trying to tell us? It's telling us the gold wants to go up, because when this is going minus, this gold goes up, and when it goes plus, gold is going down. And and that is the fact of life. And so you see it here, it's trying to go back up again, and that should put some pressure now on the gold market. So let's go take a look at the metals market and see what they're up to, because I know that they bottomed out yesterday on a daily basis, and it's actually flirting now with the weekly. Right there's gold. And so gold has been losing like it's supposed to do because of the way the rand has been functioning. In the last 2 days, it went into the buy here, and it's holding up. We're actually seeing some strength. Now, that's that strange diversity we always see with the rand, is that by the end of the day, somehow or another, it finally starts to change. And you can see here the weekly has jumped up. So it's actually trying to get into a weekly buy. Let's put it up over here. Gold, 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 gold. Where are you, gold? And the answer is, we scroll down to it, or in this case we're scrolling up to it. So G, GC, 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 GC. We're getting there. It's getting warmer. There it is. And you can see here, the pressure's been on the product, and it's been going down. The math is reflecting it very clearly. And it's just starting to begin. Matter of fact, I have to wonder if the low is all wrong. The low could be wrong on that. So in other words, that move could be, because we're not getting a confirm here. So I'm going to go double check that, and we'll see, what's going on there over the next few hours. But I trust the new platform more, because again, there's 4 different damn feeds that are feeding gold in this thing. There's a COMEX one. There's a COMEX electronic outcry. There's an outcry, And then there's like a NYMEX something electronic. It's like there's too many damn feeds for these things anymore. Knowing the futures exchanges, as I always complain to the CFTC, the reason why is they control the CFTC, so they give bad data so they can make money. That's pretty much what it comes down to. They weasel. You know, Robin. Only you, Robin and I both have been members of the commodities exchanges, and we know what kind of weasels there are there. Go ahead, Robin. Say something about the weasels there, if you're in front of the screen. Robin gives me a tirade all the time about it, about the thievery and and he's been involved in those exchanges for 50 years, and nobody at the Commodities Futures Trading Commission will even pay attention because they're owned by the exchange, not like the Securities Exchange Commission. All right. Excuse me. Let's see. So that's gold, and I'm going to go double check on the exchange. I have to look. I just have to look because that's why I'm pushing more to view our both platforms at the same time with the and let's put it up on J4X too. Let's put gold up there. Let's see what that sees. There it is right there. Let's get the daily in there. And yeah, look at that. The weekly is trying to turn red, but the fast is higher and the slow is lower, so it's bullish. At the same time, the Hinky-Ashki is trying to roll over. Now let's go take a look at the daily and see if there's that same situation. There's the daily on J4X. And look at yesterday's candle. You know, it's telling us that it was down, not up. So more than likely, it's getting the right feed. I trust the Dukascopy one more than my 4 different damn data feeds. Let's go. Let me go to the exchange directly, and more than likely, that exchange directly is going to be telling us, yes, it's going to be confirming what Dukascopy is saying. So let's go there and find it now. See, I got to get. Oh, okay, there it is. And there it is there. Now let's take a look at gold, and the data feed from the exchange is telling us probably that low doesn't exist. Okay, gold. Nope, it doesn't. It's wrong. All right, let's go straighten that out right this moment, since our one platform here is telling us it's wrong, and Dukascopy is telling us it's wrong. So let's do it right and see if we can fix this. So I got to go what? NYMEX? I got to go COMEX. And there. Edit, data, load, and we have to look at what's the number. So the low is right. Okay, so we got the low right. The high is wrong. Okay. Let's see if the close is right. Close is right. All right, let's fix that. See, this is what the issue is all about. There we go. Say okay. And then we go like this. And we go like that. And we go like that. And we go like that. And the weekly stays the same. And the daily, does it make it into the buy? It does. It did make it into the buy. Okay. So it's a second day in the buy there. And I'm waiting for this to join in, which is trying to do as we speak. You can see this thing is lifting up. And let's see what today looks like. How much right or wrong that is. That looks right so far. The exchange feed says that's what it is. Now this is looking a little anemic. The low is much lower. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's turn off Hinky-Ashki over here. I just want to see hide. Okay, so J4X is matching the exchange like that's matching the exchange, and this is not. And I'm not sure why. We'll see how that feed changes over the day. We'll find out and see what we can do about that. But that's where we're at, and I still trust the accuracy of this over that because I've been monitoring it now for over a month and a half, and this seems to be just as accurate as this. And almost a little bit. I want to say just a little teeny bit more by about. I have a percentage I've noticed. Something like what is it? It's about 12%. This is more accurate 12% wise than this is, which is really interesting. All right, back to the chat line. Looks like oh, there's Janos. Oh, I'm on fire this morning. Oh yes, definitely on fire. If you ever want to play a remake, a recorded of me, because I'm stuck out in the field playing on a tractor or something, this will be it. Or out in the woods, hunting and fishing. Yes, we're on fire. I think today I already have today's title, and that is "Markets Are Diverse as American Politics." That is the title today of this webinar. The markets are just as different. In other words, the market participants. We have money managers that are managing money, but are willing to put it at risk and pretend that it's not. Just as wild as we have politicians that are looking at the facts and describing them, and other politicians are looking at them and saying it's fake. And so, as we always say, the facts are the facts in the end. The real stuff always shows up sooner or later, even if you have to wait for it. So, where are we at? What we were talking about now is the metals complex is starting to show life, which we expect this time of the year. And we have the new Chicago. You gotta apply. You just gotta register for the new platform. We just have a second edition that we just put up on is live now, or it's interactive now. Our interactive platform now. So you just gotta sign up for it. Just sign up for it and be a beta tester. Matter of fact, we even put a front page on it that shows that type of thing. Right there. There's our front page now to it. This is currently under beta testing, an interactive charting quant trading system, quantitative analysis for stocks, ETFs, and futures charting. And then down at the bottom of it, we have the Dukascopy button, which is red, and the Facebook button, which is blue. So, and we're bench testing it more and more and more. So we're just on fire today about accuracy. And there's some numbers. What's that? Capacity utilization. You saw where the Teamsters went on strike. Nobody's rationalizing this, or a lot of people are not rationalizing what their Teamsters are really going on strike about the car, the auto manufacturing workforce. If they push these electric cars, they could be as many as 7 million jobs lost in America. 7 million jobs. Okay? Not only will the auto workers lose jobs, but gas stations will be closed. Mechanics will be closed. Part replacements will be closed. Okay? And I'm not against efficiency, but I am against using something that's inefficient. And we all know electric vehicles, it didn't work for in World War II. The Tigers and the Panthers tanks were electric, and they were bigger and stronger and faster, or at least bigger and stronger. But did that help them win the war? No, they lost it because they had tanks with batteries in them. So, this push for the battery is absurd, and the car industry workers are fighting against it. That too. They had to put a big diesel battery charger in their tanks. Their tanks were battery. Yeah, it's because they were inefficient. It's like downstreaming in business. Maybe they could have held North Africa if they had a good fighting army. Maybe they could have held oil fields, but fantasy concepts and drugging out your soldiers didn't help any. Oh, World War One. Is that World War One or World War Two? The heart is blocking. Let me fix that so I can see it. There we go. Next. I just signed in so I could say something, move the chat line a little bit more. Let's see, where are we at here? Okay, there it is. World War II was a fascination of mine some time ago. Albert Speer knew beforehand that they lack oil and needed it bad. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I always like to call World War II World War One Part 2. Yeah. No, I agree with you. That's why Europe is a living museum at this point in time. Yeah, it's really World War One Part 2. Yeah, that's what it is. That's all it was. And the short look what the short duration of it did. A leadership that was in power for 13 years has damaged the country for almost 100 years. 90 years it's damaged. 90. It's like, you know, it's state-sponsored terrorism is so bad for people's minds and souls. Yep, I agree. I totally agree with that way of looking at it. I agree with the Finns. So anyway, sign up for this thing so you can look at your stocks when you want to. It's for free. Sign up for it. And go to this page right here. These numbers. Just go right to these numbers right there where I'm highlighting. Go there and be a beta tester. I figure so. No problem. Even better reason for you to sign up so that you can look at what you want to look at. You can always tell me what you want to see. I can put it on your platform and you can look at it whenever you want. You don't have to see a static picture. You can see it as a live dynamic. Okay? So anyway, gold is starting to lift. We're seeing that strength in it now. Let's get back to gold again right there. Okay, there you go. It's up. Is that right? No, that's the front month. That's the October contract. And you can see here's the deck contract. Let me go to the deck. There's deck. There's deck. It's starting to straighten out. And you can see how our bar is moving up. And it's just a little lagged because that's a 15-minute delay. So not bad. We'll get there. This thing will start straightening out very soon on our on the new platform. And then from there, let's take a look at silver. Silver's doing the same thing. It's making a move up. It's playing with its weekly right there. You can see the same thing. It's trying to lift up. Second day in the buy, and at the same time, the weekly is just on the edge of going into the buy. Let's see. Platform for me creates issue. Oh, the current way, the email, because I have mobile access. Okay. We will be absent during next one. Let's see. Dukas and Mins won't allow it. And at home, I got this gaming laptop, no proper setup. Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. Because this way you can see any stock you want and look at it any time you want. That's the difference with my math in it. Especially the weeklies, you know. All right, so from there, silver. Let's get silver up on the screen here, too. There's silver. And silver is making its march up, too. You can see silver on our math has been in a buy for going on a third day. And it's really pushing up. It went into the buy here, right there. And it's, backed off and lifted up the next day, and it's lifting more. Its weekly is been in a buy for a second week. We're on that. That thing picked up it's picking up the read that it wants to get going. So we're seeing pressure on that. Let's put it up on Dukascopy now. There's silver on Dukascopy. Oop. There's silver on Dukascopy right there. And you can see here the fast is at 45, the slow is at 32. That's the daily, and it's pushing up. Let's put the hinky back on again. There's the hinky. And you see the green developing there for the daily. And then let's go over and take a look at it on a weekly basis. right there. And there it is pushing up. It's going to probably, the fast is at 41, the slow is at 49. It needs to do a little bit more work. Wouldn't be surprised by the, excuse me, at the end of the day, that the Ducoscopic platform is showing it into the green, or at least the slow stochastic will be underneath or close to it of the fast. And by Monday, it'll probably throw itself up into the buy on Ducoscopy. Yeah, you don't need much because you're not what do you call it? My sons are always big on the laptop thing, but go with the cheapest box you can at home. And I got this gaming laptop, not proper setup. You know what? Just get a cheap box because you're really tuning into platforms. If you want anything in a simple cheap box, make it so that you can see two screens on it. Have two screens so you can compare stuff left and right, different ways. But right here you can see the silver is trying to lift pretty much everywhere, and Ducoscopy will join in, and it has. I think the daily is starting to represent it already. Right there. There you go. Yes, see, the daily is already starting to represent it. And at the same time, it's confirming the daily strength coming in. You can see the fast is above, the slow is below. Because you're not crunching numbers, you're not you're not crunching moving galaxies, you don't need, heavy processing. Just enough for two different screens. Yeah, basically that's it. Exactly. Right, exactly. That's why I've stopped buying $5,000 machines. I now buy $300 machines. Because all I'm doing is tying into servers at this point. They're like the old-fashioned what we used to call the slave terminal. When there were mainframes, they would refer to the keyboard and the monitor as a slave terminal to the processing mainframe. That's 1960s, 70s talk. Remember, I've been doing programming a long time. Yep, exactly. Yeah, find something cheap. Just enough that you could put a second monitor on it if you want to. But more than that is just so you can have, you're going to be tying into, you don't really need storage. All you need, and you don't need heavy processing, you just need average processing. It can be an older AMD chip even. All right, from silver, where we go from silver? Okay, we're running out of time too. Let's just do this. We're going to run through, since it's the end of the week, let's see who's in the weekly buy and who is not. We're just going to run right through them all. You can see there's copper right there. Copper's climbing up into the weekly buy. We're going to keep on rolling. We're going to look at platinum right there. Platinum is jumping back into the weekly buy. We're seeing the metals try to turn back up again. We're going to look at, let's see, I still have the palladium, but the customer is looking at a different way now, and that is still not making it into the buy. Let's jump over to the energy sector. There you can see, and we're going to do this too. We're going to throw Brent up on the screen. There it is on Ducoscopy, and it's moving up, and let's put the weekly on there since we're looking at weeklies at this point. And there's the weekly, and you can see it's been in a weekly buy for a while. And then from there, we go over to, where is it at? Is it ZBF? I have to get better with this thing on ours. BZU. Could it be that? No, it's BZF maybe. Let's see if that's it. And that is Brent right there. And with our math, you can see it's been in a daily buy for like 3.5 weeks. And it's been in a weekly buy just like on J4X. Just buy. All right, let's go take a look at natural gas. I think natural gas is also flirting into the buy also. We've switched to the November contract, and it's climbing up into the buy. And we started off the day trying to get into a sell after like 4 or 5 days in a buy. And let's take a look at it over on J4X. Right there. Right there. Let's try right there one more time. Right there. There's natural gas. And it's showing buying again, even with it flatlining in this area, like this big triangle developing. So the energies are trying to stay at a buy. Crude oil. Did I show you if Texas sweet crude in a buy, showing strength in it there, and many weeks off and on, only one hiccup right there. They broke through the $90 area with a high of 91.15, and it's back around 89.44 at the moment. We'll see what they're doing there by the end of the day. All right, Giannis. Oh, there's Robin. Mind is refurbed H business laptop sets at price of $200. Exactly. Yep, exactly. All right, guys, we're out of here. The market's getting ready to open. Doc's ready to get out of here. This is Doc from North America saying happy trails to you until you meet again and I meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Oh, Dow Jones is down 135 versus being up when I started the webinar. We will catch you. Everybody have a safe and smart weekend. Giannis, we'll talk to you later. And hang tight in there. Keep your head down.